ならば FPS ゲームなんてどうでしょう。
FPS ゲームっていうのは
一人称視点の銃撃戦ゲームと考えてください。対人1キルの快感を知ってしまうともうたまりませんよ。
Everybody, welcome to our lesson of learning Japanese. Today we got an anime line of the day for you. We are going to be taking a line from the show New Game with one exclamation mark. So the first season of this show, episode 7, and we are going to learn how to say when you experience the fun of killing other players, you'll be addicted. And in Japanese, in the Japanese from this episode at least, that is going to be Taijin, ichi, kiru no kaikan o shitte shimau to mo tamarimasen yo. So before we break this down bit by bit, word by word, we are first going to need to take a look at the vocabulary word. Luckily, this is a pretty short list we have this time around. It consists of 3 words. So the first one is going to be Taijin. This is a word that I'm not too sure is used with this definition in actual conversation other than like online speak or game speak. It's going to translate to basically against other people basically. We have the 2 kanji characters, the tai to mean like against, and then the jin to mean people, so against people. And I'm pretty sure this will just translate to basically what we call PvP in English. So yeah, that's a common word to describe game genres and whatnot, PvP games and whatnot, but I do not think that you'll be using that definition at all really in actual real life conversation. Moving on, our next word is going to be kaikan, and this is going to just translate to basically a pleasant feeling, a good feeling. And then last but not least, we are going to need to have our verb word because most sentences have a verb. Our verb this time around is going to be tamaru, and this is just basically going to mean to bear. Alrighty, so those are our 3 vocabulary words, short and simple. Let's jump into the line now. As per the norm, we basically see our first vocabulary word right from the start. So we have Taijin at the start, and this will basically just mean PvP. As we move on in the sentence, we see the words ichi and kiru. This is going to mean 1 because ichi is 1, and kiru is just a katakana word for kill, as in a kill basically. So ichi kiru is going to be 1 kill. That's going to be part of a noun to noun modification here. And we are going to see that the second noun is going to be kaikan, our second vocabulary word. So pleasant feeling, combine that in a noun of noun modification with ichikiru, 1 kill. So basically the pleasant feeling of 1 kill. We're going to mark this noun of noun modification with the direct object marker O because it's going to be the direct object of our clause here, which means we're probably going to see a verb show up. And this is going to be the first of 2 verbs in the sentence. I was wrong earlier when I said there was only going to be 1. This verb is going to be the verb shiru, which means to know. So this is a very common verb. Yeah, basically the most common word to mean to know something. So it's going to be conjugated into its te form here because you're going to be using it with the grammar pattern that is the te form of a verb, the connected form of a verb, plus the other verb shimau to mean to do that verb to its finality basically, or to do it and you can't take it back. So shitte shimau would be kind of weird. How can you know something to finality? Well, it kind of depicts that you can't take it back, so it's kind of like once you experience something and like once you do something for the first time, you can't really forget how to do it or what it felt like. That's basically the feeling that we're getting here. So then let's just look at the first part of our line here because we've reached basically what is a conjunction here with the particle to right after. Let's just review what we did in the first half of the sentence. Taijin ichi kiru no kaikan o shitte shimau.
Taijin ichi kiru no kaikan o shitte shimau
is basically to know, to a sense of finality, the feeling of killing someone in PvP. Now let's continue on. We see the particle to here, and here it's going to be working as basically a conjunction slash grammar pattern that means like this happens and then this. Kind of expressing a subsequent relationship between the 2 things, like a natural order. So that's why in our translation here we went with the phrasing of once you experience the fun of killing other players, because once you, that wording right there implies a kind of sequential order, a kind of cause and effect kind of thing. So once you experience the fun of killing other players, Taijin ichi kiru no kaikan no shitte shimau to mo tamarimasen yo. Mo is the particle that has a number of different definitions. It's a pretty flexible particle. Here it's probably going to translate best to basically any more. Let's move on and we'll go back to that and see how it makes sense. So we have pretty much our last word in the line, which is our last vocabulary word, tamaru, to bear. It's going to be in its negative form here, tamarimasen, so to not bear. Then we end the sentence with the yo particle right there to give it kind of an explanatory note. So then mo tamarimasen is basically you won't bear it anymore. And what is the thing that you'll be bearing? Well, it's kind of implied from the context of the conversation thus far, and that's just basically you won't be able to bear playing the game really. So in more natural terms, you'll be addicted to playing once you experience the fun of killing other players. Taijin, ichi kiru no kaikan o shitte shimau to mou tamarimasen yo.
対人1キルの快感を知ってしまうともうたまりませんよ。
So yeah, that's about gonna cover it for that whole line right there. Let's review the grammar patterns that we came across. We came across a noun of a noun modification at the beginning of the sentence. We had the shimau grammar pattern, using it with the te form of a verb to mean to do that verb to completion. Finality, a sense of not being able to take it back. Then finally we had the negative polite form of a verb, tamaru, turning into tamarimasen, and the sentence ending particle yo. So this was a pretty short and simple line, and I'm not too sure in what cases you could probably quote it or modify it a bit to express what you're thinking about being addicted to something once you experience it. Yeah, I'm just gonna end the video now and leave you with that.
ならば FPS ゲームなんてどうでしょう。
FPS ゲームっていうのは
一人称視点の銃撃戦ゲームと考えてください。対人1キルの快感を知ってしまうともうたまりませんよ。
Alright, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of Anime Line of the Day. Remember, if there were grammar patterns mentioned for this line, they'll be mentioned in the description or the pinned comment below with links to the individual lessons on them. You can also probably find them in the playlist of our complete grammar video series shown on the screen right here alongside our anime playlist. And last but not least, don't forget to try to translate the bonus line we provided. Leave your translation in a comment below. Check out our Patreon, like the video, and subscribe. With all that said and done, see you next time.